awesome to have you here on our Thursday. Welcome to Thursday Power Hour, and we do this every Thursday, and mostly we have forex traders from around the world that are part of our group, about 800 people, and I definitely was very interested when what you shared with me, some of the things you've done. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, about your trading journey, and
Yeah, sure, of course. Well, for those who don't know me, obviously, my name is Felipe Guirao. I'm a professional trader and fund manager, and I started 12 years ago. I mean, I'm not a legend like you, Greg, but it's been 12 years now. I started all the way trading forex and futures, and I started working on it. I started doing system development on futures, and over time, I started going on different routes. I started managing money and I ended up trading stocks and ETFs. So it's been quite a journey. I found my edge there. And it's been quite a ride. It's been quite a ride. I mean, I've been through, system development on futures. I was developing systems that were doing or triple digit returns, like 200, 300 returns per year. But you got the drawdowns, all that stuff that got sorted out. So I finally, settled trading stocks. I found that I can get a very good adjusted risk returns on that swing trading stocks. It's a different style than shorter term trading I used to do. And I know you, Greg, you're awesome at. So, it really complements, everything complements. In fact, I have a lot of traders that trade my and follow my system that they like to trade options during the day. They also do day trading on futures, on Forex. So, it's a good complement. It's an awesome complement. And, swing trading on stocks has a lot of benefits that complements that style of trading. Mainly, it's scalable. It takes very little time of your day. So it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Then I'm going to show you, of course, some charts and everything, how it really goes, examples and what it really it's all about because it's a whole concept.
that is awesome. That is fantastic. Now, you told me that you actually started in forex. What made you make that transition?
Yeah, well, it's been quite a while, Once I started trading Forex, the thing is that I think that all markets behave differently and different trading systems work differently, obviously, in different markets. I found that, on Forex, I was trading a lot of reversals with divergences and everything because it tends to be, I wouldn't say choppier, but, to have sustained trends over time in Forex is not that common. And I found that on stocks, once you because everyone that comes to trade stocks, they just want to make money. There are participants that are speculating. And on Forex and futures, the majority of participants are not there to speculate, but to hedge positions, take currency positions, in big businesses. And even governments do that. So they manage their currency with their country, with balance imports and exports. So there's a lot of going on there. And I found on stocks that it's very predictable. Once I dialed in the thing I do and really go deep, I found it that I could easily, just take stocks that were going in a straight away, either up or down. So in bull markets or in bear markets and corrections, it's very predictable to make swing trades and get really good risk-adjusted returns. And of course, this is swing trading. This is trading the daily chart. And it's again a lot of people that trade intraday or shorter time frames. This complements really well because I trade the daily chart. I enter the trades in the morning just before the market opens, and I hold them for 5 days maximum. So it's a plain swing trade, trading those momentum breakouts. So finding stocks that have very strong momentum, that have that volatility contraction, and then that get volatility expansion, it's very common to see, and it's quite predictable once you know where to look at, of course, because there are 6,000 stocks in the US stock universe. So once you know where to look for, obviously, it's very easy to find, and it's very predictable. So I ended up, trading that for the moment.
That's awesome. Now, tell me, can you give us a simple breakdown of how the signals actually work?
Yeah, sure. On the signals themselves, well, can I share my screen right now?
Yeah, you sure can. You're the co-host.
See, let me just, it might be easier, obviously.
Mhm.
So, first of all, let me show you right here, share.
Mhm.
So, let me quickly go through what the signals themselves and everything. this is the just to give people an idea of how this actually works and the returns and everything. These are the returns for 2024 on my swing trade account trading, stocks and ETFs. And I made a little bit over 100%, 106.89%. And here is the breakdown. I'm going to show you all of the signals and everything. But the one I want to point out that why swing trading is a good complement to many strategies out there is that the adjusted risk returns are great. You can see that based on the returns of 106%, we are getting a max drawdown of 5.35% on their account. And that's awesome. Having a low drawdown, it's awesome to keep trading the strategy. Having a high success rate is very important. We both know that for our psychology, it's very important to have a high success rate and a low drawdown. You can see percentage of positive trades, 67%, and the percentage of profitable months, which is, I mean, something very, very important. It's over 90%. The average is 87%. So 1 or 2 months of the year are going to be negative, but most of the months of the year are going to be positive. And of course, we've been trading this. I've traded this for myself and my fund for the past 5 years, and I have data going back more than 10 years, and I can assure you that this is true. 87% of profitable months, which is nice, to have that consistency in your mind that you're making progress in your account, that you don't have to go through long drawdowns, which I used to do, obviously trading futures, and that's not, something I recommend to people, obviously. So quickly to go through, these are the monthly detailed reports. These are every single trade, every single signal that I've sent, and it's been executed, and it's been, gain an impact on my account and on my subscribers account, of course. And you can see that every single trade is there with the date, the entry, either it's long or short, and the entry price and exit price. These are based off risking 1% per trade on account, which is what I recommend for growing an account. And still you can get, these low drawdowns. So, months are 4%, 5%, 20% of March was a big month. 13%, 11%, 6%. The only negative month was September, but of course, October we made 9%, so the minus 4.5% we made it back pretty quickly, and that's typically what the system does. And now we have November and December with a little bit over 1%. And just on January of 2025, we closed the month for 1.18%, a little bit over 1% also. January has been very choppy. It was very volatile on the stock market. I know if someone follows the news or something, they know that Trump says something over the weekend, and the Monday will have a big gap down, and everything. It's been a mess. But we still managed to get a profit on January, which I'm actually surprised. Based on how the market was going, I knew that January was maybe going to be that negative month of the year. In fact, it didn't. We ended up with a nice profit. So that, pretty cool. The consistency is there. So, that's nice. And how it really works? Well, when people just sign up for the service itself and, have a 3-week trial, so people can trade for free for 3 weeks, and they have a 70% chance of making money following the signals before they have to pay. So I said that up front, it's a 70% chances. Of course, there's a 30% chance you won't make money in that 3-week period. But if you do, that's nice, and you can experience the service obviously first before committing to it. And we get the owner's manual, which it's packed with information how to take the signals and execute it and everything. It's really have a whole education on trading itself, and everything. The signals come 1 hour before the market opens. Takes 20 minutes to fill it, the orders on the broker, and just go with your day and forget about it. And that's the whole point of Liberty Signal, is to liberate people from the stress, liberate people from the decision making they have to do during the day, and just focus, on following the signals. They will make money, and then just go, if you have your job, your business, whatever you do, or you day trade during the day, like, maybe most of you guys listening to this, you can just do your own thing and forget about it, and this will go on autopilot during the day. So, it's a no stress thing. You get over the weekend, you get a weekly market insights. It's a video. I review what the markets did, all the major indices, custom breadth indicators shall follow. So, that's a quick overview of the service itself. So, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. In fact, my wife and I we took a couple of signals right now as STA, and the other one was Churchill Downs, and they were in the money like the same day. They were in the money, which was very cool. So
Yeah.
so tell me, how do you um, you know, what makes Liberty different than other signal services out there? I got a lot of students that become self-directed traders because they had bad experiences with signal providers. What makes you different from others out there?
Well, I believe that the main reason is that if you follow Liberty Signal, you will make money. Aside from different services that you won't make money, it's just, I mean, it's crazy that, many people sell, these alert services or not, but signals, not alerts, because that's a different thing. But signals themselves is a very specific, instruction to enter a trade. And most services, they don't work, or they work for a while and then they stop working. I believe that the major difference right here is, first of all, is that I've been trading the system for myself on my fund for the past 5 years. So this comes from experience and also the development of the system. This is the result of 12 years of work of my life. So I come a long way. I made a lot of mistakes on the way and I fixed them, be looking for the perfect system to get, I mean, not a perfect system, but a system that balances profits with risk and time commitment and consistency. Getting a profit every year, the majority of the months being profitable, that's a huge one, for your psychology and everything. And the system is just works because it's based on, the principles of how stocks move. Once momentum stocks move in a certain direction, volatility, contraction, and expansion, it's the same as, gravity. For that to change, a comparison will be for us to gravity to change. It's just how things work. It's just supply and demand at its simplest form. So I've been backtesting this for the past decade and more. I mean, I backtested manually myself for years. 2 years took me to do this, 9,000 stocks in many market conditions. I know how the system performs. I know how it works. I know the worst periods, what they are, what they look like, and how it actually performs. So with all of that combined and the simplicity, it's also very important because you just have to get the signals before the market opens. You just place the orders on the brokerage, and you have to do really anything. You just set your limit orders with your stop orders, have your rules to getting out. It's very simple. So that's another thing my subscribers say is that it's very simple to follow, which is key. It's not complicated. I'm not saying you enter right now, and if you don't enter the 5 minutes you got the signal, you're going to miss your enter or something like that. Everything is done before the market opens, so you don't have to really worry about it. And it just works. I believe that just, what really makes it different, honestly.
That's awesome. And tell me, who is this the ideal for trader for Liberty trade signals? Is it for beginners, experienced traders, or both? Do you have to have some type of a background in stocks in order to use it?
Honestly, yeah, honestly, you don't have to. As long as you open an account with a brokerage that you can trade stocks and ETFs, you're going to be fine. In fact, I have subscribers that come from different backgrounds. I have subscribers that are actually beginners that they want to learn some trading. Sorry, that mic that is, yeah, it just went out. Beginners that they want to learn how to trade, but they're doing at the moment, but they also want to make money during that process. They follow Liberty Signal. I have very experienced people that have big portfolios. I have a guy that has like 500,000 trading that I've been talking to him, that he trades other strategies. He has a percentage of his portfolio allocated to trading some options, a percentage of his portfolio allocated to day trading futures, I believe he does. And also he allocates 33% of the portfolio to Liberty Signal. So he's getting this diversification in his capital going on. So he's a pretty advanced guy, and this serves him pretty well because again, he gets that, he gets all the upside with no downside, which is getting those nice returns with very low volatility overall, and that gets the portfolio of the volatility of his whole portfolio even lower if he diversifies it. So I think it's a tool that many people can use depending on their situation and their goals. So I know I trade this. And again, how I use it 100% allocation to my system. I don't trade other systems or anything. I just trade this 100% for myself and my fun. So, it really goes, it's just a tool, you can use it in many different ways. You understand this stuff. So,
That's beautiful. That's amazing. And we have many traders that struggle with emotional decision making. And how does your system help eliminate, the emotional, the fear and greed, FOMO and all that stuff?
yeah, awesome. That's awesome. Because the rules are built for you to not mess with it, not break it. So if you just follow the rules, I mean, you should be fine 100% because you place in your limit orders for entry before the market opens, then the market does the rest. So the market will fill your order, the market will take you out with your stop loss with a loss if it really reaches that. Also, once to close out profits, you have to wait 5 days. At the end of the fifth day, if the trade is still open, you're going to get out. You have a simple rule to moving your stop loss to break even. If the stock moves a certain amount, in profit, you move your stop to break even to protect that break even point. And of course, that those decisions, those simple rules have been back tested, they're proven. So they're designed for you to be really black and white. So if this happens, you do this. If this doesn't happen, you do anything. So just leave it as is. Follow the simple rules. There is no discretion. That's the whole point. There is a section of discretion, obviously, because I'm sending the signals. I'm doing the scanning every day. I'm trading in real time every day, and I send the signals myself. With all of my rules, there is a 5% discretion on my side that I know which signals are going to perform best based on market conditions and everything. So that's my only filter that I give out before people get the signals. But once they get the signals, everything is pretty, black and white. They don't have to make any decision. And all the rules are made for you so your decisions don't break the system. You don't make mistakes. If you just do what you had to do, which is very simple, 20 minutes per day, you're going to be fine. So that's how hard rules really prevent you from, breaking things based, being compulsive behavior, if you will.
Awesome. Now, because you want that's the problem. Could have a perfect system, but most traders they wind up like screwing it up because of they start thinking, right? And like it
Exactly.
keep them from
Exactly.
thinking. Now,
Get the pro thinking, yeah.
like don't think, stop thinking, right?
Yeah.
So now,
90% of the time, if people want to do something by themselves in the market, it's wrong. So yeah.
right. Now, how much capital do you recommend for someone following your signals?
Well, I believe at least you should be trading with, 10K to start.
Hmm.
Um, I believe that's the minimum. You can trade with 5K also, and you're still going to make profits. But, it really depends on your goals. I mean, most people that subscribe to my service, they start with 30 to 50K. And a big percentage of them actually start with over 100K with six figures. So that's
Hmm.
awesome. The more, the better, because this is a system that really scales. Swing trading in stocks, particularly and ETFs, that it's quite scalable. You can continue to compound your account even into the millions, and it's going to perform the same. I can promise that we're going to get the same profits once you start going over 10 million, just because of the fact that liquidity starts to get in the way, going to your position sizing. You have to size down on many trades, and that will bring the percentage return lower. But those are problems going over 10 million. But I know the limitations of my system. If someone wants to hear them, that's the certain limitation. But I know people that can start to divide their accounts with different accounts and have software that divides the order loads in different accounts and have better fields, and they can do it. But that's another set of problems for another day for most people. So yeah.
Cool. Now, does Liberty work in all market conditions? Like, what happens if there's a market downturn?
Yeah, because we go long and short, we profit in most market conditions. I would say 90% of market conditions we profit. I mean, I can show you. You can see my screen, right? Let me just
Yes.
show.
Mhm.
Let me get into trading view so we can get into some charting just to show
Okay.
people. It might be going to be easier. Let me just screen sharing. Let me check. Yeah, 1 second, please. Um, how do I do this? I'm not that used to Zoom, you know. Stop share, share again. I got it.
Okay.
Share. Awesome. So, because we go long and short, we can profit from when the market is going up very aggressively, when the market is going up mildly, and we can also profit with corrections and crashes. We get in, we also, let me just show you an example that I always show on 2020. In fact, on the COVID crash, we have many, many like this. It was WFC was one of them, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right here. This was a signal that we actually traded. This was the start of the COVID crash in 2020. Of course, we didn't held all the way down, but the signal and the rules got us in with a nice profit. The trade was right here. This was a short trade. First leg lower. This was around, yeah, at the end of February, just before the huge market crash on March 2020 because of the COVID crash, and many people remember this just not for the good reasons. Most people lost money right here. But
Right.
if you have a good system that works in all of these market conditions, you're going to profit. That's also a big advantage of going long and short and knowing these rules work. So just a quick overview on the trade right here. You can see that it was a first leg of the move right there. Fresh move, or a new trend going lower, coming with all of the EMAs, the 80, the 20, and the 50 exponential moving averages were all together. So volatility contraction, expansion to the lower side, first leg of the move, then the consolidation started, and we printed two lower highs right there. Our support line was here. Consolidation obviously had ticked all the boxes to be a quality consolidation. I have a big list of things that need to happen. The day count, the volatility contraction, the small candles before the breakout. Our custom momentum and linearity indicator is flashing green. This is an indicator that I developed myself when to spot new trends that have very strong momentum and they have linearity, which is very important because if the first leg is linear and has explosive momentum, the second leg, and we always go for the first consolidation for that reason, is going to have similar, if after the volatility expansion happens, it's going to have similar momentum and linearity. And that's how you really hone on and find really high quality trades. So this was the day of the signal, the break of the trend line right there of the support, close right there. So we enter right here. The stop was, it is obviously above the high of the day. Tight stop losses in swing trading is very important. It's going for that asymmetric risk reward is what we want when we are swing trading. So held for 5 days. We closed at the end of this positive candle right here. And it was, yeah, I believe it's more like a 6%, almost a 7% gain on overall account, because if you are risking 1% per trade and we're making a 1 to 6.77%, you're
Wow.
making over 6% on your account in one trade. Of course, this is not typical. Obviously, this is not something that happens every day. But once in a while, we get these big, risk reward trades that really add up to our account. And funny thing is that in this moment on the COVID crash, we have many like this. So it was a great time. That second leg was awesome. Then the market started to get a little bit choppier. And you were asking in which market conditions it doesn't work. Well, when the market is very choppy, it doesn't work really well. And there are maybe 1 month, 2 months of the year it's gonna get choppy. In 2022, it was November, December period after the bottom on October. It was quite choppy, so that was a difficult time for the system to really make big profits. But the cool thing about it is that once a choppy period happens, which mostly that doesn't last more than a month or two, is that momentum comes back again. We get more signals, we make profit. So it's all about waiting for that right market conditions and just wait for the right conditions for the system to really give it its best. So that's the thing.
That's powerful. 'Cause- And the way you can able to time it and able to have a very low risk with a very big gain, that's the key to any market, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I want to open up to questions. If there's anyone out there, if you have a question for Felipe and you want to go ahead and put that in either the chat that we have, the Thursday live chat, or you can put it in the comments below. Remember, you got to be in the Forex group. I know it's streaming to the page, but you know how to get to the group, get into the group, and that way you can post your questions, or you can direct message me on Instant Messenger. Okay. So I'm gonna just check
Awesome.
if there are any questions. I see two. The group, and that way you can post your questions. Okay. What that? Okay. So not seeing any questions. Yeah. Very cool. Any So when do you do your analysis? Do you do it every day? Because I know I'm a subscriber. My wife and I are subscribers, and we're very happy. And I haven't didn't see one today or yesterday. Uh, so what it just what happens when there's no signal?
Yeah, well, the system itself, it's there are periods where we are in cash, when we don't get signals. And, on average, we get 20 trades a month. That's the average. Its averages are about one signal per trading day. But you know that the stock market really works that it moves like in groups, in waves. So when a group breaks out, we get a lot of signals to either long or short. We get it mostly group in a few couple of days. So it's very common for the system to really go in cash. So we don't trade every day. There is not a signal every single day. And the system does that when there is no edge in the market. So when we don't have signals, the system is really protecting us from doing trades that it has no edge. So it really keep us in cash until something happens. In fact, it's very normal to be up to 2 to 3 weeks in cash sometimes in order to protect us from either volatility, so no signals, there is no edge, so we stay out. So it's very important to understand that also cash is a position. In swing trading in stocks, cash is a position. I know that people that trade shorter term things, there is always something going on every day if you go into lower time frames. But in swing trading, of course, we trade off daily charts and we hold for 5 days. So not every single day is going to be a moment where the system is going to give us signals to enter the market and profit from it. So that's something very important to understand. And also, if you have, interactive brokers, you're getting almost 5% per year holding cash. So either way, you're kind of making some money until you're waiting for signals to happen.
That's true.
But in fact, cash position on my system is very, very important. On even in January, it was huge. I mean, it was a mess. And we spent more than a little bit over 2 weeks of the month in cash, just waiting for signals, and we got a few signals here and there. We had a total of 7 signals on January, which is obviously on the lower end, and we still managed to make over 1% profit. And I know many people that they don't trade my system, but they trade similar styles, and I talked to them, and they entered 30 trades on the month of January, and then it ended negative. So it. I mean, yeah, I believe as after this all these years, I'm probably obviously you know this too, that not every day is a day to be in the market. Sometimes being in cash and not being in the market is what is making you money at the moment. So once your edge is there, is present, then you home on and then you press the gas. That's very important. Being able to have that flexibility. It's super important.
That exactly, because especially we get the first week is like non-farm payroll, and that first week of the month, that last week of the month end, it can get kind of thin, even for forex. I kind of like, you asked me like, you wanted to attend one of my live trading events. I'm kind of on the sidelines. I think I took a euro yen trade or something for a little bit, but things were just kind of choppy and sketchy. I just go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. Of course it happens. Sometimes not trading and being in cash and just holding off on waiting for a better moment, waiting for a, better condition for your edge to be present. It's what needs to be done. And I believe that's one of the traits that really traders that do this for a living and have been doing for very long, they know that sometimes, staying in cash is the best thing you could do. It's 100%, and it's very common, for the newbie trader that comes in just starting out, that all they want to do is push buttons, but most of the times if you keep pushing buttons every single day, probably you're going to lose money more than, because you want to push the button, you want to be there,
You
executing
want
trades.
activity, right?
Yeah,
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 it's like
exactly.
you ran out in traffic to try to grab money and you get hit by a car. You,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people want action. I say, well, if you want action, just take $100 and go to the casino and have action. If you want to make money, you have to follow a proven system. You have to do it consistently and do it with discipline and patience. I mean, I tell Mr. Christ, if you can't, wait 2 weeks in cash in order to make. There are some months that we made over 10% in a month, and we waited in cash 2 weeks during that month. So if you can be on cash 2 weeks to get 10% in a month, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the problem, you have another problem, it's
right.
not, you can't trade,
Gamblers Anonymous. They have a
Yeah,
place called
yeah,
I'm a gambler. My name is Greg. I'm a gambler, right?
yeah.
Let me just do a
Exactly.
pause here because I'm getting some people they're not getting they can't hear what we're saying. I hope I am recording this too, but so let me say, guys, if you can hear, I did a sound check, video check earlier. Um, Jimmy, can you like check your check your volume controls and things like that. Because I haven't heard anyone else complain about the audio. Testing, testing, one, two, three. Jay, can you hear? Sean, you guys have to be in the Facebook group. Okay, I know it's streaming to my page. Nanette, are you online? Can you hear me, sweetie? Okay, Jimmy's posting, but but I need to. Are you? If you're attending this Facebook Live, okay, we're just gonna continue. Awesome, awesome,
Awesome.
great. And I really enjoy that. I think you guys really should take advantage of. I'm gonna put a link in the box too. Um, if if you would like to participate, to basically join and get that extra stream of income that comes. And many of you I have a Schwab account. I have different accounts. But what you have a broker that you like using though, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've been using for the past 10 years interactive brokers since I
Mm.
started trading futures way back then. And I use them. I mean, they are available even, 150 countries. And, if you use, Schwab and if you use the Thinkorswim platform, stuff like that, functionality is almost the same, but, the things that you need to use. But I just recommend interactive brokers because I've been using them personally for a very long time. I like the fields that you can get, fields are good. Spreads are good, data has never let me down. So, they're consistent. But as long as you have, a broker that can give you access to US stocks, I mean, for people out there in the States, maybe that if they ask me about Robinhood and this stuff, just remember, guys, if, for Robinhood, it's a good broker, obviously, but the things that the prices they give you are not that good because they don't charge any commissions, they don't charge anything. They charge you on the spread, they charge you on the fields that they give you because they make, well, for example, if you want to buy a stock at 10 and they can fill you at $10.05, they're going to fill you at $10.08, for example, and they're going to give the difference. So they don't charge you commission, but they charge you regardless. That's how brokerages work. Greg, better than anyone else how a brokerage works. So
Right,
if they tell
exactly.
you that
Work.
you have free commissions, nothing is free. So please,
There's no free lunch.
exactly, exactly.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's see any so checking to see if there's any questions out there. Um, Yeah, so guys, you want to make sure that there's a link in to Liberty Signals right there in posted it in the chat where you get a 3 week free trial, and I tell you it's awesome. They have he puts out a great manual, owner's manual, goes through lots of detail on how to set it up. Very professional. So it's a great way for if you're and many of you have stock accounts. And we did a poll of Felipe about the people. Like I said, how many people have a stock account that they're not really doing anything with it, or they've got or they would be interested in trading if they had a proven system. And many of them said that they would do that. So we did a little pre-poll there. So this is a great way.
Awesome.
Uh,
Awesome. If you have, it's very common in the United States, people having a lot of money in a brokerage account, they're doing absolutely nothing. Some people like to put it on ETFs, and that's great. But if you can follow something like this, you're going to get a lot of returns. I know it's another side, another income that you can get, and you can still continue to do your own stuff, your own trading. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of people that, I have a guy that told me that he's now at this moment about to leave his job because he had to drive a lot around the city during the day and everything.
mhm.
And he places signals in the morning, and he's been growing his account throughout this 2024. Obviously, he started big, with a big account to begin with, but he has the option, and he's starting to get less to his job, and he wants to obviously leave that behind. But everything you do during the day, it doesn't really matter because it just takes you 20 minutes in the morning before the market opens. And that's, the signals get on the inbox or 8:30 Eastern time. So the market opens 9:30 and you might need 20, 30 minutes to when you get signals to just log it there on the brokerage, and you are good to go. So, it's super convenient. I mean, people are loving it. And, if you follow the signals, you make money. It's pretty simple.
That is, yeah, it's very very straightforward, and I like because you have the clear rules for entry, and it's hands off, so it doesn't involve any emotions and
Exactly.
things like
And
that.
you were asking, Greg, I'm sorry, about the process, about the trading process and everything.
Hmm.
On the owner's manual, there are links, and also there is on my site. So if people go and click the link to my site, there is a learn section where I have a lot of articles and videos, and there is a free course that I put out there that it's very important, and I make sure that all of my subscribers go through it as well. This free course, it's a four-part video where I show exactly how I build this system. So I go through from the start why swing trading. I show you all the rules, how I actually came up with them. I showed all of the, how stocks move, all of I was showing about first log of the move, first consolidation, volatility contraction, volume and range expansion, the next leg of the move, why we trade the first consolidation. All of this stuff is there, and also the process that you were asking, that how actually scan for 6,000 stocks at the end of the day, and I get the signals overnight and I send them back. And you can get to know how I actually do it. And I even show my scanning software with all of my settings, everything is there in the course. So I even show my process there. So, and I do that, because I want people to, this not to be just a black box thing, which I believe is very, very important, because there are many signals that it's just a black box thing that people don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're following. So in order to get my subscribers to really have confidence on executing the signals, I want them to know what they're getting into, and I want them to know what the system is really all about, how even all the process from the moment I actually developed it, how I came up with the rules, and the process itself that I do when I send the signals, they get to know everything. So they know the principle behind the system, which I believe is very important for confidence at the moment of actually executing. So that's a cool thing, and it's a almost 3.5 hours course, a four-part video. So people, and you don't have to subscribe to actually watch it. As I said, you can go to the link, and on the alert section of the website, you have it right there on the page. You don't even have to leave an email or something. So it's just right there for you.
That yeah, you're not gonna find that anywhere in the industry. That's a cut above right there, Felipe. Really, uh, yeah, that's very thorough. I went through most of not all. There's a lot of material on this,
Yeah,
but
it's a lot.
it would give you the confidence. It gives you would be more confident if you know what goes in it, right? You go to a restaurant, you want to, hey, what the ingredients are. It's like, what's this? I don't know what it is, but you know what the recipe is. You can have some pretty a lot of
Exactly.
confidence in it's working, and then having that the history that you're actually trading live money with this system, which is uh, you know. Uh, that's what you have with your friends and family and being able to do that. So you're not a skinny chef, as I'm saying. You don't trust a skinny chef
Exactly.
because he doesn't eat his own cooking.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And and the other thing is that I think it's very straightforward, because there are all the monthly reports with all of the signals that were executed during the past 2024. In fact, in about 3 weeks, I'm pulling it together. I'm going to show all the past 60 months of data, all the way from 2020. I'm pulling up all of the monthly reports right there from 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and now 2024, and of course 2025. I'm updating as the months go by, so you can actually see all of the trades. And if you sign up for the trial, you will see that the reports are real, because I'm sending in real time the alerts. And if anything triggers, I put it right there. On once you get the daily report in the morning, I show the partial monthly report, and I start filling with the trades. So you can tell that everything is real. I mean, there is nothing, because I'm calling the trades beforehand, before they happen, and putting them on the page. It's not something that it's in hindsight that happened before, and I'm saying, hey, I entered this before. No, no, this is a real time. So I send the signals before the market even opens on the day. So I mean, it's just it's super transparent, and I wanted to build it that way. So, cut through the industry. There is so many people that, I even have a subscriber that told me that he was in a Discord group, that he was receiving signals, but the guy, that was actually giving the signals, he would delete the trades that were, hit the stop loss. So he was only leaving the winners. I was like,
Oh,
how this thing even exists, I can't believe it, I mean, it's just, I mean,
yeah.
there's so many things going on in the industry, it's like, and losing trades are part of the process. I have, 35% of my trades hit the stop loss, and that's something you should expect. And it's something that happens. I know, I still success rate is very high at 65%. Success rate, I believe, is high. Anything over 50%, it's kind of on the higher side.
Hmm.
And but you're going to get losses, obviously, but that's trading because trading is everything about executing a system with expectancy. It's a combination of success rate percentage and average risk reward. And if that formula goes positive, you're making money, and you need to execute the system and get turnover on capital in order to get that edge play out over a series of trades. So one trading means nothing. You want to execute a system over a series of trades so that edge comes out and your account grows. But you need to execute a series of trades, and you might get 3 or 4 losers in a row. It happens. It happened once, I believe, on February on 2024, if I'm not mistaken. So it happens sometimes, and you have to expect it. And all of the stuff I said it on the manual. The first thing I said in the manual is talk about your mindset and what to expect. If you know what you're getting into, you know what to expect. You will be able to execute the system and get that expectancy play out in your hands. If many people, and that's something that many people go through. If once they start to learn a system and they want to trade it, and they get like 4 losers in a row, they say, "Oh, this doesn't work," and they go on to the next system. But the system you were trading, maybe you had a winning system in your hand, and if you knew that it was normal for it to have 4 losses in a row in the distribution, I mean, you just have to go through it, have a position sizing that all of that losses doesn't get you emotionally. I risk 1% per trade on all of my accounts and my fund, and I suggest people do the same. But I say that if you have a larger account and if you can't bear, having more than 10% drawdown, well, just risk half of that, risk 0.5% of your account, lower the risk. You will get lower returns, but you will get lower drawdown. So if that bothers you, you need to find, the sweet spot for you. I mean, it's just getting, the just managing the risk. And that's our job as traders, obviously. It's just managing the risk. You know this better than I do, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Exactly. Risk, capital protection is job number one, right?
yeah.
The defense wins championships. Now, I think I see a question there from someone that's like, can the signals be used with options trading?
I don't particularly use options, but I have subscribers that they use options and they buy deep in the money options that are about 30 to 40 days out, something like that, they told me,
Hmm.
and they have good success. And some stocks, because some stocks are not that liquid on the option side, maybe, especially on these longer term data options. I don't know if the difference between the bid ask when once you try to get in or get out, how that is going to impact on your profitability. There are some options wizards out there that they might know how to profit from this stuff. Maybe they want to profit from this non in a non-directional way, maybe sell premium. I don't know. And that's beyond my scope, honestly.
Right.
I just stick to doing spot and I know I can get the returns. But for those that really know their stuff on options, if they see the charts, I know that they can find a way to express that opinion, bullish or bearish opinion, directionally using options 100%.
That's well, that's good. But basically the stocks. That's be the safe bet to go with that. Now,
Yeah, yeah.
very cool. So, any last if the people are skeptical or on the fence, what would you uh, what would you say to them?
What I would say is that if you have an account on a brokerage, that you can trade stocks and ETFs, I highly suggest that you follow this because, as I say, it's just very low time commitment. It's 20 minutes in the morning. I mean, all of my subscribers have day jobs, they run their own businesses. they day trade during the day. So it doesn't interfere. There's no interference with your life, and it's just very simple. You just follow the signals, you make money, you have another stream of income. This is, I mean, very scalable. You can compound your account with this. So if you have, for example, 10K, 50, 100K, half a million, you can scale this and really grow it quite aggressively. We make money 87% of the months, so we're going to get consistency. So there are many positives, and it really should work for you. Again, if you are someone that wants to take this service and push buttons all day, this is not for you. This is just to grow your account and make money. The focus should be on making money. And if you're just interested in swing trading stocks, it's a good addition to, any trader's tool portfolio. So it really depends on situation and what you want to get from that.
That is very, very, very cool, guys. So, I just wanted to, I want any last words, Philip? Because I wanted to show people how to get involved and get started.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, so I got my link there, the link to the service. Again, I'm taking the service too, and I love it. Very thorough. Feel is very, it's very rarely that you get the chance to know the person who actually runs the service and has the skin in the game. Not some offshore something or the other that you don't know anything about. Yeah, as far as reaching out, you're very accessible. You can email. I think you even include your email, direct email,
Yeah, of
and you
course.
and then you also include a a breakdown of what's going on in the market, the expert analysis. So you can test it for 3 weeks for free. You can go to the link here, bit.ly/Liberty Stocks underscore signals underscore stocks underscore signals to get your free trial and to actually to be part of the service. And once you get into it, and it only requires just a small amount of time, small amount of your time commitment to open up another avenue of income, another income stream. They tell you should have 5 income streams, and with the roaring stock market and what's going on in a very business friendly environment, you don't want to, forex is great, but having access to the stock market and having a reliable partner like Felipe and Liberty Signals, that's a great way to go. Right, Philly?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And it's awesome that you're enjoying the service. All of my partners that I reach out to and talk to, and we do podcasts and webinars and everything. I mean, all of them follow my service and they're very happy with it. So it's really an honor that that you also follow the service and you like it, and that's a good thing because it's only 20 minutes of your day and you're getting these returns. It's like, I mean, it's super straightforward. It's awesome. So thank you for your confidence also, Gregory. Thank you.
Awesome. And definitely, we're going to get this out to get the word out to people and to get liberty, get free. What does liberty mean? It means freedom. So financial freedom. That's what Philip is committed to. That's what I'm committed to. That's what we're partnering up together. And that's why you should really get involved and sign up for Liberty Signals. All right, guys. All right, Philippe. Well, thank you so much for being with us on the Thursday Night Live. We'll definitely have to have you back.
It's an honor. Honestly, it's an honor. Thank you for having me here. And to, Oriole people, they are lucky to have you. They are super lucky to have you as a mentor. You are the real deal.
Thank you. All right, guys. Good night. Bye bye.
Thank you.